left, left, wrong. Show Babylon Rastaman strong. March we are march. Marching, marching. March we are march. Marching we marching. Marching out of Egypt. Marching out of Rome. With 10 million warriors. This place could never be home. So just like a soldier, march man a march out of Babylon. Man a march out of Babylon. Come get the young boot for use his step on the wicked man. Come on a march out of Babylon.
Respect. Anthony B. marching out of Babylon. You guys already know this is your brother, Mr. Limber. This is going to be general red pill content to all the men on my channel, whichever race you might be. Now, this video will have another part to it, talking specifically to black men. Those of you who know me, you know that I am a black man. I try to speak the truth the best that I can, and I do it uncensored. This video was untimed. I didn't really plan this. It was unplanned, but I brought it out anyway. But the song by Anthony B, Marching Out of Babylon, shout out to Jamaica and all my Caribbean people. Much love. Today we're going to cover Bill Cosby, right? And you all know he's found guilty. But I think it's time that men understand that the term Babylon in the Bible is used to mean confusion, where everything is backwards, where everything is upside down. Naturally, we know in nature that the female follows the male, but we know in this culture is the other way around, suiting for the name Babylon. Let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about this the best that we can. I'm going to try to keep the emotions out, but we know we are dealing with a bunch of BS. And by BS, you know I mean bad science. This is your boy once again and your brother, Mr. Limber. Let's do this. We all understand that the allegations have been brought against the brother and the father figure, Bill Cosby. Now, many people might say, you know, what if he did it? But the question is, what if? What if he did it, but what if he did not do it? We are looking at allegations, cases that has been closed and reopened. And I want to talk to all men in America, all men who really care for their lives and care for the existence of humanity. And I want to tell you this heartfelt message that if this continues like this, mankind is going to fall in a hole, in an abyss so deep, they will never crawl themselves back out of it. What this agenda is doing, this Me Too agenda, what they're doing is turning nature on its head. They're messing with the balances of nature, and they hate, I mean, they have hate in their hearts. I hear it in the workplace. As a career man, I hear it all the time amongst women who proudly and openly say in the workplace that they hate men and nothing happens to them. But if a man were to say something as little as, I believe a woman should be a stay-at-home mom, he can lose his job over it. Today I went to my chiropractor and I seen my masseuse and got a massage and got some adjustments. Now, nothing's wrong with me. I'm just keeping up with my health. And I was afraid. I was afraid because I was left in a room alone with a woman. And this is before I heard about the Bill Cosby situation, that he's been found guilty. I was afraid because she's a new girl. I've never had her before, and she's, you know, working on my back and doing the massage. And I couldn't stop thinking of the hashtag #MeToo situation because, you see, when I say I'm afraid, it doesn't mean I'm running around in fear. It means that I'm not comfortable because I know the traps that they set. You know, I feel, especially as a black man, and I'm going to get more into this in the black man version of this Bill Cosby situation when I make a video about that specifically to my black brothers, but this is for everyone. But specifically as a black man, I feel that as a successful black man, that the minute I walk into establishments like this and they hear the way I speak and I cut out my slang and I speak properly, they figure, you know what, let us run a background check. Now, this may not be true, but I feel like they're going, let us run a background check. Oh, he's clean? He's never been arrested. Never done drugs. Have a great job, a career in businesses? Oh no, we got to screw him up. And honestly, this has been so bad, it bled into even the white community. Yes, the white brothers who are listening, the Hispanics, the Asians. This thing is attacking you too. Because now it turns into, are you a man? Oh, you a man, right? Well, let us destroy you. Let us destroy you. Excuse me. My adrenaline is pumping, so I'm speaking a little fast. So do pardon me, my brothers. And a lot of noise in my background. I am still on the road. But I have to try to put this content together the best that I can. Because our country is judging people simply off of allegations. We need to have a hashtag #U2 ? Hashtag #U2? Did they just get you too? Did it just snatch you up too? What did you do? You looked at her for too long? You gave her a compliment. See, the forces who are behind this, they understand the metaphysics of female nature. And that is why it is important for us to talk about the metaphysics on this channel, which is why I made the video lightly touching on the metaphysics and things that are more spiritual. Because science cannot uncover everything that is when it comes to human nature. They never will, especially the way that science is going. Because when we say science, we are only talking about Western science and what we call modern science. And the problem with modern science is that it rejects any other possibility besides what they deem to be scientific. And that is a major problem in their way of thinking. So we oftentimes do not fully understand the real depths of the female nature. A woman is naturally an energy of chaos, which is to be led and directed by the masculine driving force, the masculine energy. And they understood that if they took this and turned it on its head, it would ultimately destroy men and family. When ancient Rome started to become very much like the United States of America and most of the Western world, in how they treat women and treat men, their military fell apart, their economies fell apart. Internal wars began, and politics became bad for the people and bad for their own empire, ultimately destroying it. If some of you do more of the research in how ancient Rome was dealing with their women, and if you properly understand that, you see that America is following the same footsteps. And I'm here to tell all men of power that you have to understand, including men who don't have power, that all they have to do is set up an allegation and it is over for you. Now, we all know that something that happened 30 years ago have very little to no evidence whatsoever. But most states have pushed the statute of limitation on rape to as long as you want it to be, forever. And I understand if someone has been raped, I do not condone the act of rape. I believe a rapist should pay the ultimate price, the ultimate consequences. But this country is not really looking for justice. This system is not really looking to set judgment upon those who really need to be judged. Instead, it is pushing a battle of the sexes, using the woman as a pawn, making her think that she is free, making her think that she has value, at the same time taking away her value. Allegations, a claim or assertion made with little or without proof, but yet it is held as fact, and the media is pushing these allegations as facts, already condemning the person, having the majority of the population believe exactly what they want them to believe. It is just a very Hitler Germany type of society where the propaganda is just completely brainwashing every individual. And if I dare to refer you guys to a book, excuse me, I had to pause that phone call, by Jacques Ellul, the French writer, or Jacques Ellul, as I guess they would pronounce it in English, called Propaganda. All right, it's by Jacques Ellul, or Jacques Ellul. The book is called Propaganda. It speaks about a lot of things that we are seeing now in society. And we are pushing propaganda and not news. We are pushing fake news, and I'm not saying I'm a supporter of Donald Trump or I'm against him. I'm just saying he's right. It's fake news on both sides. And we just have to face the fact that your favorite reporter, your favorite anchor is out to get you, men. These people are not looking out for you. They want you destroyed. Look out here on YouTube. Look what it's done. We post something, a video speaking about the truth, and it gets taken down. Even though we're not using any profanity, we're not offending anybody, we're not violating community guidelines, but community guidelines are made as they go. It's nothing more than a gag order. It's to shut you up. It is censorship. So they wanted this to be entertainment. They did not realize it would be educational. Men, it's time that we leave Babylon. It's time for all rich men to start this. All the men who are wealthy to bring their wealths together and get the hell out. Because they're coming after you too. Now, a creep that is actually harming women and molesting women, I understand. But men's head are on the chopping block every day. I see it even in the average man's environment, in my career, in my job, or even in my business. I must be careful if I wish to hire someone. Because if I don't hire a woman, I am sexist and I shall be taken down. And if I do, I am about to be accused of some BS. And by BS, you know I mean bad science. So YouTube, stay off my back. My brothers, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. We need to wake up and we need to march out of Babylon, as the brother Anthony B. from Jamaica said in his very powerful song.
March out, march man, march out of Babylon. We are go march out of Babylon. In a military suit, ready for the Armageddon. 'Cause we are march out of Babylon.
March out of Babylon, man. He couldn't have said that any better. March out of Babylon.
Yeah, these government wanna control your minds and teach you to hate your heart.
The government want to control your mind and teach you to hate yourself. And then they want to act like they are divine and God loves no one else. You see that painting right there? This was painted by a feminist. This is what they're teaching our women. That they think that they're making them free, but they told them, you know what? If you paint a painting with your own menstrual cycle, yes, that was painted with a woman's blood that came out of her vagina. That you are respecting yourself, that you are held of high value. Make false accusation. It doesn't matter if you and the guy was both drunk, but only he is the perpetrator and you are the victim because you regretted it. Well, maybe he regretted it too. Maybe he has a family and he didn't mean to cheat. Maybe he had a wife and he didn't want to mess around on her. Maybe he believed in monogamy. Maybe he had a girlfriend. Maybe he's a monk and he just messed up his streak of 10 years going without women. But that doesn't matter because that's not what they're teaching them. They know it's easier to go through the woman, just like Satan knew it was easier to go through Eve. So they go to the women first. The same thing with the homosexual agenda. They start every TV show with putting lesbians on. And then they slowly start to put two men together. Because they know if they start with the men, it would never work. They got to go through the women first. The women and the children. I told you this channel would talk about things that are political. Well, here we go. I told you guys that this channel would talk about things that are racial. Well, here we go today. I told you we would talk about conspiracies. Well, here we go today. And I don't actually believe that conspiracy just mean things that are unfounded and people are just speculating about. No, I believe it is someone and some people who are actually conspiring against the very manliness, which is the other part of humanity, the masculinity. They're calling it toxic, but it's not toxic if women embraces it. Is it? It's Babylon. Everything is backwards. Everything is upside down. Everything is flipped on its head. March out of Babylon.
It's time to stand up and fight to defend your
Fight to defend your rights. Woo. Oh man, I said I wouldn't make this too emotional, right? See, they got a man locked up with very little evidence, a bunch of claims, a bunch of allegations. An old man. And most people are speculating that it was conspired, yes, conspiracy, conspired against him because he tried to get his own network. Because he was giving a community that has very little something more, that this was directly a racial attack. But it is also an attack on men. Why should I go into my chiropractor and I'm told to relax on the massage table, but I feel uncomfortable even though they're playing the feng shui and hot oil is on my back and a woman is massaged? I feel uncomfortable because I don't know what the hell is going to come out of it. What kind of place are we living in, gentlemen? This country lost its mind. It has lost its mind. And for all the dating coaches who just want to sell your books, they're coming for you too. Because you're talking trash about the ibmors. You're talking trash about the mgtows. You're talking trash about the SYSBMs. You're talking trash about every man who warns other men about serious stuff. Just because you want to sell books that get dudes' D's wet. So you use stories like what happened in Canada, which I will touch upon also with the young man who plowed his vehicle through many people and killing them, apparently because he was not having any luck getting laid. You guys are using this to push your sales. Yeah, it's nice and cute teaching men to go around having sex, but are you going to bail them out of jail when it comes? Because apparently you don't have to do anything. It don't matter if you got game. It don't matter if you have money. It don't matter if you're good. And it most importantly does not matter whether or not they have proof. Yeah, you see what she's holding. You see what's behind her in the picture. That's exactly what that is, her blood. In Russia, I believe they painted a wall with their period, their menstrual cycle. Walking around topless, that is respect. That is liberation. But if you offer her money to take off her tops, that is demeaning, right? Not that I'm saying to do that, but that would be demeaning. That would be wrong. That would be sexist. You would be a male chauvinist swine. But of course, it's liberating to tell her to take off her top and just walk around. Have everybody take pictures and plaster it across the internet for the whole world to see. Take something as her menstrual cycle and make a painting out of it and bring it to class. That is respectable. This thing is demonic. It's satanic. Gentlemen, first thing first, we need to get Babylon out of us. We need to reject everything that she promotes. Get Babylon out of you and then walk out of Babylon. Oh, man. They're coming after rich men, poor men, handicapped, geniuses, thugs, everybody. Which tells me something big is most likely on its way. Because men are the lines of defense. And once you take them out, and it's easy to manipulate women, they tell women whatever they want to hear. And have them run wild and stop men from controlling them. Knowing very well, for those who study the metaphysics, for those who get into the esoteric teachings, that women are an energy of chaos. Women are an energy that, if not given guide by the driving force, which is the masculine, they will create chaos. They will. And you see it even in feminine men who are out here irresponsible. Many of them raised by single fathers. Though they are heterosexual, they're still very chaotic men. Because they understand the energies, the powers that are behind what makes the motors function. What makes the physical move. They understand this and they turned it on its head. They make it back. They make it backwards. They created confusion. Now I know this is not one of my most, I guess, well put together videos, but it is from the heart, and I hope you brothers can hear my heart on this video. I hope you can hear what I'm saying. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for your ear. I'm asking for your logic. I'm asking for your masculinity. Bring it to the table. Bring it to the comment sections. We are under attack. I mean, it's all allegations, and you'll be in handcuffs. R. Kelly ain't safe now. R. Kelly is suspect. Don't get me wrong. He is very suspect. But if they don't get him now, they'll get him later. Nelly's another one. It's going to keep going. It's not just Weinstein, and maybe Weinstein did do it. Like I said, if a guy did do it, let him go down. But these people are going down based on allegations and allegations alone. Especially when you have a 30-year gap. between the time that this thing happened to the time that this person decided to come forward. And how conveniently is when this man decided to do something for the black community. All these rich men just staying over here retiring like Dwayne Wade and all these other ball players who are retiring, and they're staying right here. Because this is no longer just race, even though I'm going to make a black man video about this subject, speaking to black men directly. But this is not just race. This is an issue for all men. Let's keep moving. Like the intro to God's Mac, I Stand Alone. The same soundtrack used for The Rock's Scorpion King. I have to tell you, brothers, the prophecy is upon us. The prophecy is upon us. As for my people, children are their oppressors. The kids are used against you. The kids can say anything and you're gone, whether or not it's true. And women rule over them. This one does not even need to be explained. You understand. So once again, like God's Mac and the Scorpion King, the Scorpion King's soundtrack, I Stand Alone. The prophecy is upon us. I don't see anything we can do in this situation besides just walk out. It's coming to the point where being a monk, pumping and dumping, is not enough. Now, the brothers who want to step outside this country and go elsewhere and deal with women elsewhere, that's a perfect start. But it might come to the point where brothers with money need to get the heck out. And brothers without money, get on your purpose. Put yourself first. Work on things that you need to work on. Get what you can get and get the hell out. And see if they can stand without us. See what society can stand without men. A day without women? That's a joke. Try a day without men. I don't know what else to say, man. All I know is that I speak truth on this channel. I don't condone any type of molesters, rapists or pedophiles. Those people should be locked up. They should be put to their deaths. But when you have very little to zero proof, there's a bunch of teary-eyed women, keep it clean, coming out of nowhere and just spewing out whatever they want, and you're taking it as fact. It has to make a young brother think, man, because we are thinking men. White, black, Asian, Hispanic, Arab, it doesn't matter, man. Semitic, whatever you want to call them, it doesn't matter. Indian, it doesn't matter. They're coming after masculinity. And I've tested, I told you guys before, in the workplace, I've seen people who openly open their mouths and say, I hate men. Women who say that. And they get away with it. But if we do, if we say something about a woman should cook, it's an issue. Right? We understand that. It's an issue. I've tested. The other day, I purposely was reading a book on masculinity right in the workplace on my break on purpose. And I watched a gay guy walk up and he looked at it. He said, masculinity? He said, masculinity is out the door. It's going away. We're taking it out of society. Now, you know, they have no idea I'm the MLC. They have no idea that I'm Mr. Limber. They have no idea what I really think. So I just stayed quiet, looked at him, smirked. Looked at the lady smirk, and they don't understand. It was nothing but exhibition. It was a test run. They were my guinea pigs. I was just running a test. I wanted to see how society would react when a man is reading a book about building masculinity. It wasn't nothing I had to read there. I just had to see how they would behave, to see how the propaganda is being pushed, how the media has already condemned us men. I used to say as a black man, I was already born guilty. I just haven't been convicted yet because of the type of society that is so racist that I live in. But now I'm going to extend that to the other brothers who aren't black. As a man, you were born guilty. You were born guilty, man. You were born accused. They just haven't taken you in yet. You were born accused. They just haven't convicted you yet. You were born guilty. They just haven't cuffed you yet. You might want to reconsider where you decide to spend your life before they make you spend it in a cell. And the worst part about all that is the fact that you didn't really do it. So what can I say, gentlemen? Mr. Cosby is most likely going away for a long time. But what you can do is march out of this confusion. March out of this upside down pyramid. March out of this place that is creating a society where it hates men. Get out of the society where men are hated. Build your stuff. Give yourself options by having economic power. Work on your grind. Get on your craft. Work on your purpose. However you want to say it. Get down to business. My brothers, take this from your brother saying this from the heart. Let's see what President Donald Trump said. Now, I haven't verified this, but I'm pretty sure he did say this. I seen it a while back, so let me cover this real quick. He says, people's lives are being shattered and destroyed by a mere allegation. Some are true and some are false, just like I'm saying right now. It may be true, it may be false, but just allegations. Some are old and some are new. There is no recovery for someone falsely accused. Life and career are gone. Is there no such thing any longer as due process? No, there isn't. That's the answer. There is no due process. It takes nothing but allegations. Some woman just has to say anything she wants and you're gone. No matter if it's Tupac, Mike Tyson, the list goes on and on and on. We have no better conclusion than this society hates men. And it also hates women because the destruction of men is ultimately the destruction of women, but women just can't see that. And I'm not trying to reason with women because that's impossible. Gentlemen, like the president just said, whether or not you like him or you don't like him, but that was a true statement. Truth is truth, and that's what makes us men. We're able to agree with someone if they're telling the truth, whether or not we like them or not. We can't be caught in our feelings. Well, I don't like Trump, so I don't care what you got to say. Meanwhile, he's telling you how to not die. Don't be stupid, all right? We're men. We're logical creatures. We're using logic. So whether or not you like the guy, when he speaks some truth, we're going to go by that truth. And that was some truth right there. But I don't know what to say, man. Now, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not saying Cosby isn't guilty. I don't think he is, but I'm not saying he isn't guilty. The problem is, the fact is that we're lacking facts. We just have teary eyes, allegations, a bunch of testimonies which could have been paid for, fabricated, or anything, which most likely were. And we have a man going to jail. Even if it's for 5 years, even if it's for 10, 15, or 20. When you're that age, any second doing something that you don't want to do is a freaking eternity. Because you don't have much of a future to look forward to. So you can't be wasting what you have. Can't hold you guys too long. So I gotta try my best and wrap this up, cut the emotions out of the way. I try not to be too emotional. Of course, you gotta stay in your masculine, but men do get upset, right? Because when things have no logical sense, the warrior in us raises its head. Because a warrior is different from a soldier. A soldier follows orders. But a warrior seeks the justice within. That's why warriors go against their kings at times. And that's why when a warrior becomes too popular, like King David, the king that he is protecting may become jealous of him and try to kill him. Because he's so popular. Because they know the people will follow the spirit of justice. And men have the warrior spirit within them, which is the spirit of justice. And we see injustice and we don't like it. That's why we make these videos. That's why we get on here and we talk about the effery that we see with the women, the children, the society. Stuff that's going on around us and how they're trying to destroy us. But first, take Babylon out of you. Take all of her ways out of you. All the confusion, all the simp, all the blue pill. Get it out of your system. While you're doing that, work on your purpose. Get your ish together. And then you want to march out of Babylon. It's your brother, Mr. Limber. Let me let Anthony B wrap this up. Jamaica, respect.
Dog can't sit down in a the lion throne. Remember man a vegan, so me nah look no bone. Me come to fight for where the black man did. So just like a soldier, march man a march out of Babylon. March man a march out of Babylon. Put on me Gideon boot for use his step and the wicked man. Cause we a march out of Babylon. March out, march we a march out of Babylon. March man a march out of Babylon. In a me military suit ready for the Gideon. So we a march out of Babylon. Yeah, Babylon teach the people to pray and look to the sky above. But listen what the Rasta man say, it's time we spread some love. When you change your mind, then you can change the world. That is the message I send for boys and girls. No follow them with your hatred and grudge. Selassie, I no follow what Satan does. Come let me take you to the land of love, where vampire cast out your blood. So just like a soldier